Hello there, Dick Benedict here. We're playing Vanquish on the PC on God Hard difficulty. This is my video guide and walkthrough for the aforementioned difficulty and title. We're currently on 5-2, it's entitled Soldier. So we've got a fight with Burns, a rather protracted fight. I remember distinctly one of the things that I uttered first when I did this guide last time was that the guy has too many lackeys, and I forgot about his lackeys. I thought you could reduce the number of lackeys that this guy has, because this guy is nothing without his fucking lackeys. Anyway, though, what do you want for this chapter? Like, what do you want to bring into the Burns boss fight? The lackeys aren't an issue if you're doing this no death, but wait until you see the title card at the end. I mean, not the title card, but the score sheet at the end of this video. Look how many deaths I did, and that doesn't count the restarts. But it's mostly deaths because you die so fast on Burns. It's just absolutely crazy, and it's the lackeys, these soldiers here, these Marines that help him. So I like having the heavy machine gun, the lock-on laser, and the rocket launcher at first. The rocket launcher is going to be used for the lackeys once we get to Burns. There's an item down there that you can see what it is and see if you like it for yourself. And the door will close once you get about 3/4 of the way of this room. I just like the heavy machine gun because not only can I do the backflip, I'm going to need it to do precise aiming in the air, and I can't get lifted up with any other weapon, so I like the heavy machine gun. I like the lock-on laser because it's helpful for auto-targeting the Marines on the flying transport section that's going to follow this part over here. This part also has a box over here. These Marines are really tough. They have a lot of life, and they're extremely deadly, and I don't mind that at all because, you know, they're on one of the final missions of the game. You'll see it too. If you try to kill these guys with the heavy machine gun and then switch to the boost machine gun, the heavy machine gun has a D in power by default. The boost machine gun has a B, so it's 2 levels up. So you can destroy these lackeys a lot faster. Well, let me start over. And it also has more ammunition too. It has 250 over the heavy machine gun's 200. But not only can't you do the backflip up, but Burns and the bogeys that are in the next chapter, they have some sort of a resistance to the DLC weapon, the boost machine gun. I have the future press guide. I've been referencing it this whole time. I've never come across where it says 50% less damage or whatever for some bosses, but there's a couple people that have pointed it out. I just haven't read it all. It's like an encyclopedia. It's so helpful for wanting to know details. Like, look at these little factoids about this boss. He's got 3,700 HP. At 3,400 HP, Burns heads for the transport corridor. At 3,000 HP, Burns heads for transport. At 2,700 HP, the transport section starts. Right here. So he's down to 2,700 apparently. And then at 2,300 HP, Burns enters the door after the transport section. And then at 2,000 HP, Burns heads to the control room where you take him on. Now, see, this all this is just putting this guy to HP thresholds. That's all it is. You're not going to like end up having less life on this guy at the end because they adjusted at the end. So don't get concerned like I did originally. Don't get overly concerned about taking a whole bunch of damage off and then constantly resetting the checkpoint to see if you can do better on every section. It's not going to avail you anything because they're going to adjust it when you get into the boss chamber. That's just how it is. Now, my strategy includes the LFE gun and the rocket launcher and the I think I've been preferring the heavy machine gun. On the bosses in the next chapter, I'm also going to use the heavy machine gun because it's one power grade level above the assault rifle. It's not as fast, it's not as long range, but I just like the damage of it. You know, in a game where you don't get to upgrade, I think having the strong weapons is really important. Here's a quick time event over here. See his health. It was a little bit past the colon. Now the next time it pops up, what's going to happen is it's going to adjust. However, it doesn't adjust right on this part unless you get killed or reset the checkpoint. But even so, it adjusts at the end. So just remember where that was. It was a little bit past the colon. Now look, it's well past the colon. Well past. Like an inch and a half or whatever it is. The size of my dick. Over here you've got some... I was just kidding, guys. I was just kidding. It's slightly bigger than that. But over here, here he goes. He's going to be heading into that room. Now you might say, Dick, I need an LFE for myself, and if I'm going to follow your strategy, right? Yeah, and coincidentally, there's one in a capsule below the ramp down there. See it? See how much HP these guys have? It's kind of incredible. And formerly, I thought that he didn't have as many lackeys as he ends up having, but I couldn't get this guy to have anything less than 5 lackeys. So, unfortunately, we've got a lackey situation with this boss. You'll die so fast. You'll get auto AR'd so fast on this boss. It's not funny. But over here is where I'm going to be picking up the LFE gun. So this is the only way that I know how to defeat Burns. The Future Press guide, the official guide, recommends that you go up the ramps on either side of the upper area of the chamber, and have him come up one ramp and then go to the other side where the other ramp is, and fend him off that way. Like go back and forth between the ramps. I don't think that works if you're resetting the checkpoint. Now, if you're doing single session, it might work more, but there's no way in hell I can do the single session, because watch how many deaths I have at the end of the chapter. So when you come in here, there's these guys to greet you, and you can do an EMP slide if you're wise. The door seals off, so you're trapped in here with these guys. If you want to carry the boost machine gun all the way to the boss fight and then switch to the heavy machine gun, you can, because there's a chest right by the first piece of cover that we're going to stand behind. So you can pretty much, like, if you get to Burns and you realize, God damn, I should have chose different weapons. Well, it doesn't matter, because you can farm for whatever you want and put them on whatever slot that you want. And over here, we get the checkpoint, but if you die here, they're going to put you immediately in the chamber. And before you go in there, what you should do is try to take out any Marines that you can. I don't honestly think this matters, because I killed everybody who I could kill in this room, which was 2, and I ended up having 5 lackeys on Burns. So I don't think that if I didn't kill these 2, like, they would add 5 plus 2 and give me 7 lackeys. That seems a lot. It seems way too much to have in one room. So I doubt this even helped at all. But these fucking lackeys, man. You see, I would use the boost machine gun on the lackeys, but then I would have to keep switching to the heavy machine gun for Burns. I think we were talking about the boost machine gun, weren't we? I do have an issue with the low amount, the clip size, not the clip size, but the full capacity of the heavy machine gun. Since it only holds 200. I decided, even though it's a little weaker, I'm going to use the assault rifle on Burns, because you get 600 rounds with that, and you should not run out during the entire fight. But once everybody is clear, cross the threshold, and you'll be put in this checkpoint. And what I do every time is I either throw 3 grenades or I throw 3 EMPs. I generally like to throw the latter first, so that I can get guys stunned, and then when they're stunned and not moving, I have a better time of hitting people and making an impact and killing people. When 2 guys are next to each other, like right there, fire a rocket and it should get a double kill. And he won't start charging you until all of the lackeys are gone or close to gone. I mean, sometimes you might get a lackey, flying around up in the rafters a little bit, but he'll come down eventually. And when Burns charges like that, use the LFE to knock him away. Now, you don't even have to use the LFE because when he comes at you, you can just dodge. But I like to use the LFE because then I don't have to dodge and risk him clipping against me and either putting me to critical or instantly killing me. There's a downfall though to the LFE, and that is that sometimes it doesn't fire. Go figure, a gun doesn't fire, but this gun is weird. So what I do to prevent that as much as I possibly can, it's not foolproof, but when I see him coming, when I see him barreling his ugly ass down at me, I'll fire the LFE. I'll click in the trigger like 3 times and hopefully get it to work. When he throws that grenade, you need to destroy it. And the reason I jumped over the center console there was because I'm trying to save my LFEs, because you do only get 10. Okay, so here he comes. Fire at him. Even if he's like right next to you on this side of the console where we are, if you LFE him, he doesn't do anything else to you. Like, he's not gonna touch you or attack you or anything like that. And then if you get caught in that Flight of the Navigator thing, just waggle as hard as, or not waggle, but rotate as fast and furiously as you can, because you can prevent yourself from getting put into critical from that by ferociously rotating the. That's what I did. I would have been. It always puts you to critical. See, a failure. Actually, no, that wasn't a failure. I was trying to dodge first and then activate AR mode by throwing the LFE and slowing down time precisely when the sphere was going to hit him to deal more damage to him. So not only does the LFE knock him back, but it deals him a little bit of damage. It's not anything to write home to, but it gets him off your fucking back, because this fight is hard, man. It's hard. It's really fucking hard. And it's because of the lackeys. It really is, because this guy is not that bad. It's just getting the lackeys out of the way. It's just a big nuisance. Because you can pretty safely fire on this guy. So should you run out of ammo, you'll see across the room there's some stuff over there. It's when he does the Flight of the Navigator claw thing at you. That's the best time, I would say, to go get out of this piece of cover and make a break for more weapons. You can also EMP him. It's hard to see that thing sometimes, and sometimes it will collide with the lighting fixture up there, and you're not responsible for hitting it at that point, because it just kind of just explodes into the lighting thing. Here it is. Just dodge backwards or to the side on that one. And then you see the ramp that he's closest to. When he goes over there to attack, what you can do is leave this piece of cover and go over to the left by the wall and use the third-person camera trick. I don't think I do it though on this run, but oh, he's throwing his shit. I can barely see it, man. It blends in pretty nicely to the room. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay. And it gives me the fucking lock-on laser. What shitty luck is that, man? LFE him, get him out of here. And then I think I'm going to have to make a break for the other side of the room. Come on, bitch. Do your Flight of the Navigator thing. Here we go. Get myself. Oh, and he's charging. He's meleeing. I think he's got a Gatling gun or something. It doesn't do too much damage. So if you're running around the room, hastily trying to collect some ammo, you might get a little damage off you, but it's not going to put you to critical unless you're getting, like clipping around a bunch of shit and taking too much time. But that's it, guys. That's Burns. A tough boss. And then just wait till what's coming up next, because it's tough to take care. Fuck, 274 goddamn deaths, man. I told you.